It's the most wonderful time of the year, Christmas. And what better way to get into the holiday spirit than with a Minky Couture blanket? Whether you're gathered around the tree with loved ones, roasting marshmallows by the fire, or just looking for a cozy way to stay warm on a chilly night, Minky blankets are the perfect addition to your Christmas festivities. With a wide range of festive designs and colors, you can find the perfect blanket to match your holiday decor or gift to your loved ones. So this Christmas, make your holiday even cozier with a Minky Couture blanket. Head to minkycouture.com now and find your perfect blanket, just in time for the holiday. Happy holidays from Minky Couture.
Isn't this cute? So people are mad at Sony when they should be mad at Warner Brothers for erasing their content. Haven't you noticed that this is what streaming networks are doing lately? Erasing content that people thought they owned but they didn't own. And it gets even funnier when people actually did spend money on this. Digital ownership. Isn't that amazing the way it's a lie? It's like every time I come back to this series, we have to talk about this. But anyway, welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio!
Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hey, how's it going, J360 Legion? What is happening? Welcome to episode 318 of the J-Man Show. I'm J-Man, of course. And hey, let's go ahead and get into it because, once again, like I said, we got a bit to talk about. Isn't it amazing about the future and like how it's so free yet very restricted? Like, there's always a just cause or, you know, some sort of friggin' catch in everything nowadays. Yeah. I mean, from cryptocurrency to, like, you know, online streaming or, you know, even sometimes being a content creator, you know, there's always a damn catch. And, you know, it's really funny. People are mad at the wrong stuff. And I love this crap. I am looking at this whole Sony thing, and I just think it's funny. You know why? Because for the life of me, I never could see the whole point of buying stuff digitally. You know what I mean? Like I have some games that are digital. I have certain things that I got from, like, let's just say, like, GOG and all. Like, it's, you know, Steam. Like, certain things that you have no choice but to buy digitally. But then there are certain things, you know, you can buy physical copies of. Like, you can go ahead and get, like, Blu-rays and DVDs for, like, you know, physical media. But nope, everybody out there, all the would-be cool people decided to say, yeah, digital for life, man. Yeah, you know, everything's going to be amazing when it comes to digital. It's a lot more convenient. Yeah, convenience is what we're all about here. You know, even my own mother had this conversation with me about this. Yeah, oh boy, I remember them earlier days. Like when I was starting J360 Productions and everything. And I was looking into like a Blu-ray burner at the time, which I still have to this day. She was nice enough to talk to me about it. She's like, Jay, you know, we don't have to go for that. You could just have your stuff being digital and all. I'm like, yeah, I know that, but you see, certain things I kind of like having them on disk. And not to mention, like, you know, the data that a disk holds sometimes. It's not eating stuff from, say, like, my storage and everything. And, you know, there might be a whole concept where, guess what, you know, I bought, like, say, like, if I bought a video game, like, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 at one time was available across, like, you know, all the gaming sites and everything, such as, like, well, gaming services, I should say, like, you know, Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, like, had Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and then secretly, or, no, it went through there kind of quick, they had Marvel vs. Capcom 1, as well as, like, Marvel Superheroes, and it was a package called Marvel vs. Capcom Origins. Very light, but at the same time, I mean, like, when are you going to get, like, these certain games ever again? And I remember, like, actually buying them, you know. They were in their digital form, mind you. But you see, not too long after I bought Marvel vs. Capcom Origins, they delisted it. Because, like, you know, when it comes to licensing, whomever is losing the license, you'll know when that thing is not there anymore. So I didn't hesitate on that. You know what I mean? Like, I made sure I got it. Even though I had my Dreamcast, even though, like, you know, some of y'all will be, like, coughing and say emulator. It's like, come on now. We know. But what I'm saying is, it's like, instead of going through all that, I was able to get that sort of thing. But you see, fortunately, like, you know, I don't have to go through the problem of actually losing it. I do have it still at that same spot. But, you know, it gets kind of hard when you think about it, because what says, like, if the database on my PlayStation 3 or my Xbox 360 corrupts, and then I have to do a fresh restart, and then I have to go and find it, and at the end of the day, my account is kind of bugged and doesn't have it. You see what I'm saying? That's like, either way, it's on a server somewhere, you know, but it's like, at some point, it probably wouldn't be maintained, or, like, it could be, like, a whole issue with that. Because, you know, it's digital. But I could always play the games on, like, PS, let's see, on my Sony. Well, not my Sony, my Sega. Forgive me, it's been a crazy night. Been working on multiple things at once. But let me just tell you this, though. Digital is convenient, but at the same time, you don't own anything. They're telling you this stuff like, yeah, sure, sucker, you go ahead and buy that stuff. It's yours until we find a way to go ahead and make it not yours. I mean, but at the same time, if you can get mad at Sony for, like, doing whatever Warner Brothers tells them to do, because it's really Warner Brothers Discovery doing this crap. You know, it's amazing. Warner Brothers Discovery is, like, its own enemy. It's not really the fans anymore. It's not really, like, even its detractors. They do this to themselves. Zavloff is either a mad genius or he's just, like, Musk in every sort of way, does not know what he owns, and stays at that small scale thinking about Discovery all the damn time and not thinking about Warner Brothers. So whomever is actually running and pushing Godzilla, Kong, the new Empire, thank you. Because I don't know how it's going to look for DC films going on. And, I mean, even that new Superman movie, like, it sounds good, but, you know, I have not seen a trailer yet. I have not seen anything. And I hope that they're not going to botch it up with a whole bunch of things. Because even old Bob Iger's like, maybe we need more executives on the films. Have you noticed this crazy shit they try to do? It's just like, it's so damn ridiculous. But everybody's complaining, but there's no solution. Same thing with, like, digital ownership here, you know, but this is not about, like, necessarily blockchain. I mean, we could talk about it, but like I said, it'd be a bigger episode, but we're talking about your media consumption, and we're talking, like, how certain people are like, yeah, I don't need certain things. I got Netflix. I got Paramount Plus. I got Hulu as well. I got that part of the Disney Plus package. Oh yeah, I have all these things and then some. I don't need cable. You just invented cable. You totally just did. Oh no, I also have Amazon Prime as well, because I'm a shopper, and, you know, it came with it. Yeah, it came with that major membership, which is what it is. It's the Prime membership. Of course you got it. Oh, yeah, and I can watch all these movies for free. It's the convenience, Jay. And, you know, as I am a paying customer, I am in charge and owning things. Yeah, much in the same way like anybody who pays rent, which is pretty much everybody, kind of does. You're renting, damn it. That's about right. Like, as soon as you don't have that money anymore, and as soon as they're not going to your wallet and say, need a little bit more energy from you, you know, like, the ride is over. Unless you're using Tubi. Now, I will say, like, Tubi's great because, like, there's certain movies that don't have physical releases that are on Tubi. But, at the end of the day, that's the risk that you take. It's just like how certain things on Netflix don't have physical releases. Yet they do. So you just have to look it up. You really do have to go and look at, like, some of those independent films. They have physical releases because certain filmmakers want you to actually have a copy of what they are putting out. And not to mention, there is money in that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes we point and laugh at certain markets because we think, like, oh, that's old school. That's just mediocre. But it isn't. And, of course, one of those damn shops had to go ahead and say something. One of the retail shops had to go ahead and make a big deal about it. Yep, old Best Buy had to show up and tell us that they're not going to sell physical media in 2024. And you know what? Deep down, I got to say this. Fuck Best Buy. For real. Fuck Best Buy and fuck Target too. Because, of course, when Best Buy says something, Target has to show up. Target has to ride everybody's coattails for some reason. It's just like, we're not Walmart, but we're far worse. And even if you think about it, it's like, so you're going to get rid of physical media just because one company does it? You do not have to do what another company does. I wish people would understand that. I wish movie-making companies would understand it. I wish, like, a lot of people would understand that just because somebody did something, you didn't have to do the same damn thing. It's okay to be different. Just like any of us out here that want physical media, we are allowed to have it. Like, if you really are a fan of something, you have to find a way to go ahead and make sure, like, you can have that. Whether you can have the ISO or, like, the video file and put it on a disc or something. Like, I try to make sure, like, I can put some of my digital files on a disc, And, there's ways of doing storage. There's ways of doing these things. But, you got to be smart about this stuff, and you really got to look at it. Because I know some of y'all are like, oh, when am I ever going to need to burn a disc? Oh, when am I ever going to need to use this and stuff? I think somebody was looking at me one time when I had a CD player, and they were like, ooh, what is that? And I was like, really? It's a CD player. And, sometimes, like, when you get MP3s are alright, but, listening to something on a disc in a car is a lot better. Even, like, listening to something on a cassette can sometimes be a little bit better. Not the same as a disc, mind you, but I remember those days. And, I also remember the adapter where you could, take your CD player, plug it into a cassette, and then, there you go, But, it's not like, okay, boomer kind of talk. It's just the idea of, if you really want to have ownership of your media consumption, and if you really want to take control of things, you would get the physical release. You would go ahead and support physical media. You would go ahead and make sure, there's a way that you are not bound by any of these streaming networks and all that stuff. Because, a lot of y'all talk major shit about it. I'm like, well, who the hell are you? You ain't exactly a billionaire, and you ain't exactly rolling in the dough to be talking all this kind of dictation here. I just think it's funny, too. People be doing that stuff. You don't own anything. But if you had it on that disc, though, I can't tell you that you didn't. And then there comes the part where, some of y'all are like, well, I can always put it on my external hard drive and everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's slowly but surely filling up because video files are huge, especially 4K HDs. And then, it's just like, oh, my God. But you see, some people are like, oh, I'm kind of data whoring for that. And it's like, you're storing it. I'm not going to get mad at you for actually finding a way to store it. I'm just saying this. Make sure, whatever you have can play that video file because it might be different. And make sure, it's not corrupted. Certain times, there was problems trying to burn Disney disc at one time because they had, a certain codec to them. And, of course, this is a long time ago, and this is all about, another way to actually fight the system a little bit, But, yeah, I just look at it, and I'm like, there has to be a better way. And then you see another thing, people are like, Jay, it seems like you're so against Netflix, or you're so against, Amazon Prime. Well, first off, I'm not against Amazon Prime. I'm against how they dictate down to people who actually want to buy, digital copies of movies that don't have a physical release right now. I remember this movie that I saw growing up called Hanging with the Homeboys. And, like, it was a very awesome movie. It had, like, John Leguizamo, Dougie Doug in it, just to name a few. And those guys, like, it was all about friendship in the end, but it's like, it turns out that they weren't really friends. And I have not seen that movie in years, but I managed to find it in terms of a digital release. But you see, the thing about it is, as soon as I got it, you know, one is a hard time looking for it sometimes, like, because, you know, they always make changes to their servers all the time. And then another thing is to make sure, like, I still can actually watch the thing because they're not over here trying to take the license away. You own a license, though. Remember that. You own a license. But at the same time, you're really just renting. Or the funny part, like, I was reading up how to do, like, a Twitch movie party because I wanted, like, everybody in the community to watch this movie with me. And they were like, oh, well, you know, when you do, like, your Twitch stream, you can only do the movie party with the movies that we have free to watch because it has ads in it. You can't necessarily use the movie that you spent money on for, like, a private view. We have it in your terms of service. Yes, terms of service. You gotta love that, especially when, like, you know, that small little tidbit in there that you think is not messing up things. It's right there. And the funny part of it is, it's like, you know, it's so inconclusive. I was like, we're just gonna have to do something new. Which is why you should pay attention to the J360 Discord. You understand what I'm saying? But, yeah. Like, when I saw that, I was like, there's no way. I mean, if anything, I might as well just go ahead and find another way to go ahead and bring, like, some movies out to you guys and stuff like that, you know? It would be nice to go ahead and talk to, like, certain people about how they do things. I wouldn't mind showcasing some associates that I know, but, you know, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I mean, it's high time I did run a film festival, right? But, yeah, I just think it's hilarious, like, where we are as a people right now. You know, everybody complains about, like, the music that's out here and trying to say that rock and roll is dead and agreeing with Gene Simmons rather than making their own idea. Or they agree with people that are saying, like, yeah, you can't get the Blu-ray of things anymore. Yeah, physical gaming is just not a thing. You might as well just go ahead and get it digitally. Yeah, digitally is the way. No, it isn't. There is no one right way. And you see, not only that, remember what we talked about earlier when I said convenience. Convenience, yes. You gave up your freedom of choice. Because slowly but surely they are trying to fade that stuff away, though. That's the funniest thing. Because I remember, like, somebody saying, coming soon to streaming, it is Godzilla vs. Kong. And I saw that, like, I even took the time to actually sit there and stream it, you know, rather than go to the movie to see it. Well, keep in mind, this is around COVID and all that crap. But when I did see it, I sat right there and I was like, this is alright, but I kind of would like to be in the IMAX watching this. But, you know, I didn't trust anything then, and I really had to get my fix because I was waiting for that movie and I said, nothing's gonna stop me. You know what I mean? So that's the one time I actually went with streaming to watch it. And, you know, at that point it was HBO Max, and it was a much better service than whatever the hell it is now. And I noticed this, like, I had that moment in time to try out Max. And then later on I saw what it became, and I saw the price tags to it. Like, some of these things are really not worth the prices either, but it's convenience though, right? And then, like, you know, say, like, if there's a certain show that you like, they were on there racing stuff. And, you know, that's the craziest thing. All of them were doing it. Not just Max, and not just, like, Amazon Prime. All of them were doing it because of licensing. And then also because they were making record profits with this. Oh, but we're doing a bit of a server upgrade, so you don't have to worry about it. You like this show? Well, fuck you. And then punch you in the stomach and say, guess what? Your bill's coming. They totally will do that. And have. Which is why, like, some of y'all sitting there and talking about, well, I just bought all these things off of PlayStation Network. Yeah, that's the middleman. That's the service. But that's the middleman. You got to look a little higher up. And then while you're at it, like I said before, if you're really a fan, you would buy the physical. You would buy the Blu-ray. You would buy the DVD. You would get your fat ass up and go ahead and put the disc in the machine. And then you will go sit back down and you will watch what is on TV. Don't tell me about, like, when you hit the button on your TV, oh, and then, you know, it's all starting and everything works. There's times where that stuff buffs. You know there's times where that stuff doesn't come in like it's supposed to. Have you ever had the part where, like, you know, the streaming started, but the screen was so damn small you had to squint to see it, so you had to find a way to restart it, and then for some reason why, it would go ahead and just rephase itself and never come back? Yeah, it's not much great. I mean, it's faster. Don't get it twisted now. It is a little faster, but then there's times where it's like, what did you give up for it? And anytime they can come in and do that stuff, it's because it's in your terms of services, where they go ahead and say, well, you know, if we don't have it anymore, we are not liable for whatever you bought. Because you're a rube and we got you good. Yes. It's kind of like renting to own. It's kind of like saying, yeah, you know, I bought Adobe Creative Cloud. I don't know. I think they bought you, though. And I mean, I'm in the boat, too. I mean, I use Adobe. I mean, I'm not lying. I mean, I'm on Windows, guys. Of course I use Adobe. It's like, you think about it, because it's the industry standard, and, you know, working with people like, do you use Adobe Creative Cloud? Like it's an elite club or something. As many problems as some of these Adobe products have, Photoshop and Illustrator are keeping that alive. And maybe After Effects, but, like, there are times where Premiere, it has gotten better, but there's times where I thought Premiere was just a more expensive version of Sony Vegas. And I'm not lying. But you see, a lot of people don't want to spend money on Macs anymore, so it's like, Adobe came in and ate that up and ran with it. And I mean, like, if you bought the whole thing as, like, the old days where you did buy the product and you had it, you know, you would be spending about $1,000 or such. And that's just putting it lightly, you know, so. Yeah, I mean, it was expensive, but, you know, that expense is still there. One way or another, it is. But if you go ahead and you go for the subscription, of course, you get, like, free updates and all that kind of stuff. I guess so, because you are paying for it, you know. But it's like this. Anytime somebody's complaining about that stuff and saying, like, oh, well, you know, we can't do that anymore. Hey, man, I have to impress my friends and everything by showing them I do have Netflix and everything. Wait, the movie I like is not there. Oh, my God. What am I going to show to my girlfriend and her friends? Tell them to go to brunch and then go ahead and get the damn movie on disc, jerk. It's not low class. It's not any of that stuff. It's called freedom of choice. Like, I look at people, like some of my friends, when they see me pull out the Blu-ray and all that stuff, they're like, oh, yo, wow. And I'm like, yeah, cool, isn't it? Anytime I want to. Ain't got to worry about licensing. I have no problem with any of this. But you know what, though? There are people that do get mad. There are people that do get mad when you suggest that they should buy the Blu-ray. I remember seeing, like, this whole Facebook group where there was a person on there. One of those, didn't they used to call them hipsters at one time? But, you know, one of those people that think they're better than each other because they use, like, useless information to describe things. Yeah. He's over here saying this. He's like, well, you know, I hate it when people come up to me and tell me to go buy the movie, to go buy it from Amazon on Blu-ray and stuff. No, I am paying all this money for this service right here. And he didn't dive into what service it was, but I think it was at least Hulu. And he was over there, like, explaining, yeah, I wanted to watch this right here, and you know, now it's not here anymore. I need a solution. And the whole physical media crowd came in there pummeled, buy it. One dude even tossed the link in there. Okay, it was me. But look, the point is this. Homeboy had such a big meltdown about it. It's amazing how people do this stuff. It's the same thing with, like, when you meet, like, people who use AI art, you know, and, like, rather than own up to what they do, they spaz out about it. So they look at you like you're the problem. It's like this. When you call out to the world and the world gives you a rope to go ahead and pull yourself up with as a solution, for some reason, you just wanted to wrap it around your neck and hang, and then start complaining and being the greatest victim of all time. I've noticed that about a lot of people as well. And it's so sad. It really is. And you know, sometimes I get it. A lot of y'all will talk about how expensive it was to get that Blu-ray. You'll talk about how expensive it was to get these things for your collection and all. And I just look at you and I'm like, get wrecked. Because it's freedom of choice. I mean, one is not undervalued than the other one is. It's just one is more about ownership and getting what you love, whereas the other one is about, hey, I love it, but I don't love it enough to own it. I love it enough for convenience. I give up my freedom of choice to be in one set of a system of thought. You see what I'm saying? And at most of what these streaming networks are, you really just need two. I mean, if it's something that you really, really want to enjoy, and I'm not telling you not to use digital streaming and all that stuff, I mean, go ahead and use it, but don't get bound by it. You know, I try to let you guys know that you have a choice till they take it away from you, and then all of a sudden you start complaining about things. It's kind of like those that were complaining about, like, I didn't like the way the person was bagging my groceries. I didn't like the way, like, her attitude or his attitude was when I came up there to get out of the store. It's like they were mad about things because they were there for, like, 8 hours or had their problems with their boss before they got on the floor. But that has nothing to do with me. I'm special. Oh, wait. There's self-checkout? Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll use that. Self-checkout, yeah, okay. Oh my God, that's taking away people's jobs. You know, the jobs that where people can barely pay their rent with after they just paid their expensive ass car insurance. Oh my God, I cannot believe the machines are taking over, even though at the same time you're bagging your own groceries and using your card. You're pretty much doing the work. But yeah, there's an automatic machine that's out there that's actually putting the stuff in your cart for you. What the fuck are y'all talking about these days? And then the thing is, it's like, now people are sitting there like, I wish we would go back to the older days. I feel like it's better if we socialize. Even though self-checkout had the massive boom because you had a problem with people and you didn't trust people anymore. No. Before you all say COVID was around, self-checkout was there before COVID because of all the complaints people had. And now they didn't complain again. Now they're about to reverse action or limit what you could take to that, you know, to self-checkout and all that kind of stuff. Once again, it's called freedom of choice. And I don't know if you've ever been to a retail store lately, even during the holiday season, they don't have all of the lanes open up for Eddie and everybody that's there. They usually have those 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 lanes. 4 if it's busy, and then, like, you know, not everybody's there at the same time and stuff. You know what I mean? Once again, it was there to make things a little easier, but you also have people that don't know how to use or follow prompts on screen, so yeah, that's a bit of a problem too. But at the same time, you know, hey, they get defensive when you try to help them. Believe me, it's so damn stupid when it comes to other people nowadays because you're just never satisfied, and when you have one thing, you ascribe to one thing, you don't want to change anything. You're very minuscule about this kind of stuff. Like, when my mom went full digital there for a little bit, she was like, what do I need to have the disc, Jay? I got it right here. The lineup is all here around us. Now, during family night, as we were all sitting there waiting for the movie to start, it was buffing and buffing and buffing. Big ad showed up, buffing. And I looked at this and I was like, you know, I could always go back to my apartment, grab the movie, and come on over. It was something, y'all. But, you know, in the end, we all managed to watch that movie because got it on the disc. I was like, there it is. It really doesn't take much. And, like, you know how certain classic movies get upscaled or they get, like, different featurettes? You know, when you pay for that digital, you're not getting a featurette usually. And that's coming out a little bit later anyway, after you had your enjoyment of said movie. When you bought the disc and everything, and, you know, you paid for that package so that you can just sit there and enjoy yourself, you know? But, you know, it is odd, too, because, like, a lot of us that get the other physical media, there's those that get looked upon. They get, like, the 35 millimeter print, and some of us look at them like they're weird, but it's like, they're not weird. I look at it like this. They're not weird, but it's like, man, they really got to maintain their player to use that. You know what I'm saying? It's always interesting with that. Like, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just like, where do you store it? Where do you preserve it at? You know, I look to them with like, yeah, cool. You know? But because you see, like, we all have to make jokes at each other's expenses. We all have to talk about people, even though we're all at different phases, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, and of course, financially. You know, it's like this. We all should be accepting each other and remembering this is all a part of, like, how things have grown. Like, I'll listen to things on cassette tape in a minute. I'll listen to things on vinyl, which is weird. You want to go full digital now, but you just brought vinyls back a couple of years ago. And then there's still cassette tapes out there. Yeah, that's like... what? No. You know what I mean? You want to have freedom of choice. Make sure you maintain your freedom of choice, because they slowly but surely want to take it away from you. Make sure you understand about supply and demand. Make sure, like, those of you out there is like, hey, guess what? I would like this on Blu-ray or DVD. And make sure you look at any sort of market outlet, because they're all right there in front of you. You just have to go ahead and go for them. And if you have video games that you like, yeah, go for the physical media if you can get it. And it's usually there the first time it comes out. You know? You gotta go for things. And you gotta be about it. Like, I just look at it like this. I mean, some people want you to lose your freedom so they can control you. And, you know, a lot of these people are not thinking about the quality content. They're thinking about, hey, I got a lot of subscribers coming in. People are paying out their money. We can just go ahead and keep jacking up the price, and at the same time, not giving you the service that you wanted to go for and stuff like that. Hey, I'm going to leave Netflix. But what about that Dave Chappelle special you liked? We have another one coming. Uh-huh. Don't you want to be here for that? Yeah, I like Dave Chappelle. Come on back. Oh, man, it's wild how they get you with that stuff, too. I mean, I think, don't they throw, like, little prompts at you to tell you why you shouldn't go and tell you that, guess what? Yeah, this is amazing right here. You know, we're glad to have you. Yeah, I bet you are. It's wild, guys. Yeah. But, you know, like I said before, what do you want out of all the future and stuff like that? I mean, do you want it to suck? I mean, it's kind of there, but at least when we had, like, control over the things that we enjoy, it wasn't that bad. You know? And then there's going to be a moment where I tell you about pandering, and I'll tell you about, like, certain things that in this new contract that SAG-AFTRA just approved, and, Yep. That's going to have to be a source for another episode, because once again, big applause, but I don't think we won anything. You understand what I'm saying? I really don't think we did, but that's debatable amongst certain people, because remember, whereas there's something good about something, there's a con about something too, and there's always a catch. Just like some of our digital ownership friends out there. Oh, there's a catch. Just you wait. But hey, all in all, though, we ain't seen nothing yet. It's going to go bubbling over soon enough. But stay with me on this one, because, you know, we got a lot more to talk about. And by the way, I need to go ahead and take care of some more J360 Jam stuff, which is why I was a little late tonight. But, you know, I'm here, knocked it out the park. And, you know, like I said, it all comes down to your choices, right? I'm just letting you know exactly how you would want to go about these things. But all in all, though, take care of yourself. This is J-Man signing off. Peace.
Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.